Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to State of the Gaming Industry. This is the first episode of season 2, episode 20 overall, and we got an amazing show for you guys. So if you guys don't know, pretty much do this weekly. Every Friday we drop this, just rounding up all the video game news for the week. It has been a little while just because there hasn't been a lot going on in the video game world. After the Game Awards, everything kind of settles down and everything like that. So I was just like, listen, we'll just take a break and then we'll come back once we got some stuff to talk about. So we do have some stuff to talk about and some things to look forward to for 2025. I did just put up my most anticipated personal games for 2025. So definitely check that video out. So you can just see kind of what I'm really looking forward to for this upcoming year. Just some housekeeping stuff. Like I said, getting back to putting these videos out weekly, Monday videos. I won't have a video this Monday. I am working on, if we're going to talk about games I'm playing right now, I'm trying to work through Indiana Jones. I'm spending a lot more time in that game than I thought I would, just because there is a lot of collectibles and things like that to get. Not that I'm trying to 100% it, but if things are in my immediate area, I am trying to do all the puzzles, get as much adventure points and things like that. So I'll try and get a review for that out, not this Monday, but the following Monday. Also, Ramadan is coming up in less than 2 months, like a month and probably 3 weeks. So during that time, I do kind of, try to focus more on religious stuff and not being on here as much. So I am going to still be putting out content. This show should still be going on because, like I said, it's a weekly show. I can get all the information, all the news, and then put out an episode, and it shouldn't be a problem. As far as the Monday videos, I should still be able to do those. But as far as reviews and, first impressions on certain games and stuff like that, I probably won't be doing that because I won't have as much time to. But time to sit down and actually come up with a video, I should be able to still do that. So just be on the lookout for that within the next couple months. But other than that, yeah, so some stuff we're going to talk about today. We got some more game delays. We got some new trailers for some exciting games coming out. We got a lot of Sony picture stuff. So a lot of their video game adaptations are coming out with new shows, new anime, stuff like that. We'll talk about that. Xbox Developer Direct got announced. We got some Switch 2 stuff, of course. So at some point that's going to come out soon. But yeah, so let's get right into it. So we'll start with the weekly game releases, which there isn't really a lot, to be honest. This week we had, on the 7th, we had Ys Memoir, The Oath in Felghana, and to be honest, I still didn't finish Ys 8. I got Ys 9. I do want to play Ys 10, so I got some Ys stuff to catch up on, but that got an 81, so not bad. And then Freedom Wars Remastered. I've seen a few people talking about this game. I think this was a cult kind of classic game on the Vita, if I'm not mistaken. So that is coming out today, actually, January 10th, for PC, PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. 75 is not bad for a great. I don't think this was a highly touted game or anything like that, but excuse me. But not bad. Again, this is partly why I haven't done these shows. It's just there's not a ton going on, not a lot of games coming out. February is going to be the big month for that. I'm telling you, February is looking crazy. We got Avowed, we got Yakuza, you got Monster Hunter, you got a lot coming out next month. So, but speaking of games in 2025 and releases, let's look at some GTA 6 stuff. So people have been talking about if it's going to get delayed, because apparently Rockstar always delays their games, and they want to give it that polish. This is probably one of the most anticipated forms of media ever of all time. So this is from what is this website, HT Tech. It says GTA 6 release confirmed for 2025 as Rockstar employee reaffirms timeline amid delay rumors. So we've been getting a lot of not just rumors, but people just going based off of Rockstar's history as far as you know, if we're actually going to get this game this year or not. But it says here the much anticipated release of GTA 6 remains on track for 2025 according to recent updates, quelling the fears of delays sparked by earlier rumors and speculation about a possible shift to 2026 had emerged due to the game's ambitious scale and the extensive polish Rockstar is known for. So yeah, I mean, people are, listen, I have to see, but it says someone in the company, there was a quote somewhere here about their financial forecast. So they're projecting to get Take-Two, that is, projecting to get $7 billion in net bookings for 2025. So it's like, without GTA 6, I mean, they have Borderlands 4 coming out. They have, I think Take-Two owns 2K. There's not a new BioShock game. We're still waiting for that. When at BioShock 4. And then they have Mafia, the Old Country, which isn't going to put that much money. So you can expect $7 billion. They expect to be getting a large chunk of that from GTA 6. And now, this part I was a little confused about because it says that they announced that GTA 6 will launch simultaneously across PC, PS5, or PlayStation, and Xbox platforms. But I was trying to look this up because I didn't see anything that confirmed that it will be coming out on PC day one as well, because I'm thinking about it. If you're trying to talk about a big launch with the amount of people on PC, then yeah. But when you talk about consoles, when GTA 5 came out, it was at the end of the Xbox 360 PS3 era. So you had 160 consoles out there that could play it. And then you had the PS4 and Xbox One launches a month later, and then later you had it on PC, and then you had the Xbox Series S and X and PS5 versions of the game. So it's had a ton of time to make all this money as far as GTA 5 goes. GTA 6, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to do. I understand the anticipation for it, but I just think, I don't know. I think we're just at a different time in gaming. I don't know if it's going to make as much as GTA 5. Same way as I don't think the Switch 2 is going to sell as much as the Switch, as much as people think it is going to just do as well because the Switch was popular. I don't think so. But yeah, we'll have to see. We shall see. I was trying to find the quote where he said that, I guess it's talking about the financials. So we'll have to see if it gets delayed or not. But speaking of games that got delayed, we got another announcement from Ubisoft, which has just been taking L after L. But this is coming from Ubisoft, or the Assassin's Creed team. So it says that Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was originally supposed to come out in November 2024, was moved to February 2025, and now it's being delayed again to March 20th, 2025. It says, "Dear players, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to our incredible fans and dedicated teams to your unwavering support since our announcement in September to further refine and polish Assassin's Creed Shadows. Since November, we've been thrilled to share our progress through gameplay overviews, and we just got some new gameplay of the game with like combat and stuff like that, so I'm surprised they're delaying it again. Overwhelming excitement has truly inspired us. Each week has brought valuable feedback. Accordingly, the new release date's March 20th. We know you're eager to learn more, and we're excited to share that more updates will be coming very soon." So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with this game. Again, I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed guy, but at the same time, Ubisoft, you know, I liked some of their games. New Ubisoft, not really. I'm not like the biggest Prince of Persia or you know, what else do they have? Splinter Cell, all that kind of stuff, or Assassin's Creed, or even Far Cry. So I guess I'm a fan of like the older, you know, like Rayman and all that other stuff they used to do. But I don't know why it's getting delayed. You know, Ubisoft is having a bunch of issues as far as if they're getting sold or not, and a bunch of their games just not doing well Star Wars Outlaws didn't do well. Skull and Bones was a disaster considering how long it took for that to come out in the first place. And then you got the the controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows in the first place and all this stuff. So I don't know. Hopefully they can figure it out. But the other thing is they said they're delaying it to March 20th, but not saying this is going to be the biggest game in the world, but we got a new trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out on March 20th, the definitive edition. Now you got all the Xenoblade games on the Switch. People have been waiting for this. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this is about to just, I think it's two different crowds for sure, but Xenoblade, it's another franchise I've been trying to get into. I don't know. The JRPGs, if you fall behind on them, it's hard to try. It's not really a catch-up thing. It's like you gotta play a few, like I played Persona 3 Reload. I'm gonna play 5 Royal. I played Metaphor. So getting with Atlas, I got that. Ys 8, I'll be honest, I don't know if it's because it's on the Switch and how it looks, but I'm not that into it. But Ys 9 and 10 definitely look good. Xenoblade's just another one of those franchises, like, if you haven't gotten into, like, it's good, I'm sure. Like, I've only heard good things and reviews well, but I just haven't had the time or, desire to really play through all of them, especially with the DLCs and all that. But Xenoblade Chronicles X looks more interesting just because there's the mech elements to it and everything like that. I mean, do you have the regular combat on the floor, or on the ground rather? But yeah, I mean, looks good. March 20th. Check it out. All right. Now, another game, like I mentioned February being crazy. We got a whole Yakuza Direct. So this is just some more gameplay of Yakuza Like a Pirate, Hawaii, Like a Dragon Pirate Hawaii. I forget the exact title. What's this thing called? Yakuza. Oh, sorry. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's such a weird title, but I mean, the ship combat looks really good. So it looks like they're taking, a lot of, cues and, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. They're taking a lot of their experience from seeing other, pirate games, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I don't think Skull and Bones, they took any type of inspiration from that at all, but looks good, man. It looks good. I wonder how much you're going to be fighting just on the boats and stuff like that, but looks interesting. Could check it out. February. They moved the date up. I think it's the 21st. So it says here just details on it. It says you can fully customize your ship, equip different weapon types like cannons, machine gun. Whoa, nice. Machine guns, lasers, flamethrowers. Bond with your crewmates to increase your attack. Board other ships for crew versus crew battles. So they doing their thing. Yakuza, RGG definitely pumping these games out. But speaking of pumping these games out, or not pumping these games out to be exact, we got Sony Pictures specifically. They've been a lot of media coming out. So we got our first look at Assassin's Creed, The Last of Us, the second season. So obviously no spoilers here, but you just got our, better look at Abby. We see her with the Fireflies pendant. She's in the hospital. We know why. We see Ellie and Dina. See, what's his name? Tommy, Joel's brother. And then we finally got the release date, so new trailer. And then the show's coming back in April, so not that far off. Yeah, Max has been doing anything. You got Creature Commandos, which I still need to check out. What else they got? They got White Lotus, I think, coming out in March, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got this in April, so they got a lot going on. And then you also got the Ghost of Tsushima anime, which is coming on 2027. And I know 2027 sounds so far away, but it's like, bro, we just hit 2025, so it's really only 2 years away. It's not that far. So Crunchyroll, which Sony owns, for people that don't know, Aniplex, Sony Music, and PlayStation Productions will collaborate on Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is an anime series coming out in 2027. It says Crunchyroll announced during Sony Group Corporation CES 2025 conference. Let me enlarge this a little bit. Press conference today that an anime series based on Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima video game, and it's going to be called Ghost of Tsushima Legends multiplayer experience, is officially in production. Okay, so Takanobu Mizuno, with their Star Wars visions, The Duel, will direct the series at Kamikaze. Duga, with Jen Urobuchi writing the story composition. The anime will be produced in collaboration with Aniplex, Sony Music, serving as music, and blah blah blah. So you got Ghost of Tsushima that came out. Then you had Ghost of Tsushima Legends. You had Ghost of Yote that's supposed to be coming out this year. And then you got this coming out in 2 years. So definitely expanding that universe a little bit. And then we got a Horizon Zero Dawn and a Helldivers 2 movies announcement. So brings up right here. So during the CES, they did bring up, The Last of Us, like we mentioned, but they also announced that they're doing a film adaptation of Helldivers 2 with Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions. And then they're also doing a Horizon Zero Dawn movie. So before it was going to be a Netflix series, I do remember that. And I think they're also supposed to be doing God of War for Amazon Prime Video, but apparently like production on that's kind of halted or stalled for right now. But they got a lot of stuff going on. They already did Uncharted movies sucked to me, but it was okay. Then you got the Twisted Metal show I never watched, Gran Turismo movie, watched like half of it. It was okay. Last of Us show is really good. So they got a lot of stuff going on. I think that's what you need to do to keep your IP in the eyes of people while you don't have a game coming out. So I think Sony's doing a good thing with that. But let's talk about Xbox and their games coming to. So we know this is an Xbox being the big, push and marketing thing for Xbox right now, and Microsoft, which is, again, controversial, of course, but as we said, it's just the way it is. It's where they're going. So it says, we're focused on bringing more games to people around the world, or more people around the world on devices you choose to play with. Millions of Game Pass Ultimate members are already using the Xbox Cloud Gaming. See, it's still in beta. They need to figure that out soon. I understand it's crazy technology, but we'll read more and then I'll talk about my thoughts on this. To great games from the Game Pass catalog. Today, we're excited to announce our collaboration with LG to bring the Xbox app to new LG smart TVs later this year. This means Game Pass Ultimate members will be able to play their games directly from the Xbox app. And this means more players, more choice in how they enjoy their favorite games. So soon, the smart TVs will be able to exploit a gaming portal for direct access to hundreds of games in the Game Pass Ultimate catalog, including popular titles like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and upcoming releases like Avowed. So obviously, there's nothing bad to say about this, right? My only thing is with this is an Xbox push, and they already, we've been seeing this already with them doing like the, what do you call it? The Fire Sticks, like the newer Fire Sticks, the Samsung TVs and stuff like that. My only issue is the only way to enjoy this is through the cloud, which, as we've seen, is just not there yet. Even like, one, it depends on your internet connection. Two, is just like the cloud and the latency and all that stuff is just not there yet. Now, of course, it depends on what games you're playing, if that matters or not. But I don't know. I'm not mad at it though, right? Because it's like Xbox, like you're giving more people access that may not feel like, okay, I don't feel like buying an Xbox or anything like that. And this is this is kind of like a not dumb point, and I don't think they're thinking about this at all, but I was thinking about it, the fact that Xbox has kind of been pushing this whole like green, you know, less waste and all this kind of stuff. Like, if you think about it, like not having to run a whole console with your TV or buying more materials and stuff like that to make these consoles, just being able to stream directly on your straight to the TV kind of makes sense as far as that initiative goes as well. And then of course them saving money on producing disc and all that. Like I already said, the next system, I do not think that thing's going to have I don't think it's even going to have a detachable disc drive. Like they don't even, that's not happening. So I'll be interested to see which TVs it's also on as well, because like we knew it was on certain Fire Sticks and certain Samsung TVs, so we'll have to see. But again, this is an Xbox pushes. It's really, it's getting there, man. We almost there. But speaking of Xbox and their games, though, we did finally get the announcement of what is now the regular, annual developer direct. This is the third year in a row. We got it in January. People talk about Xbox's lack of presence at the Game Awards, so it's because they really have this direct where they want to show off all their stuff in depth. And I like these too, because Xbox Showcase is cool because you'll see a trailer and you'll get like some games shown more than others. But the developer direct has you sit down with the developers, go through their thought process with the games, get 8 minutes each to kind of look at these games. So they announced it January 23rd, and the games they'll be showing off will be Doom: The Dark Ages. Pretty much the developer direct, if you don't know, is they show off all the games that they plan to release, first party games normally. You see, have a third party partner here. They did that with Visions of Mana last year, but they show off the ones that are going to be coming out this year. And then, you sit down, you go through the studio with the developers and talk a little bit with them and everything. So we got Doom: The Dark Ages from id. You got South of Midnight. You got so this was the other weird thing. They didn't put the name of the games. They put the developers' names. I don't know why, but either way, this is what's it called? 33 Expedition, which is probably my most anticipated game of the year. I'm not gonna lie. This game, I'm just in that groove. After Persona, after Metaphor, I want to play this game really, really bad. And then normally they have a secret like 5th game, which we don't know. But here for the 4th game, they're already saying, hey, we got an unannounced game coming out. I'm trying to read the exact wording. I don't know if they put it here or not. Oh yeah, it says visit a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game. So it's supposed to be an unannounced game. We have no idea what it's going to be, but Doom, people have been waiting to see that. It's been 5 years since Doom Eternal. I'm definitely excited to see that. South of Midnight, it's going to be a cool, maybe summertime game, maybe late spring. But then, like I said, Expedition 33 is the one I'm really looking forward to. And I'm just excited to see what the game that they're not showing, or that they didn't tell us about. I need to know what the heck that game is, but we shall see. January 23rd, I will be there. And then we're talking about the future of Xbox. So there's some rumors on this Xbox next gen console being called the Xbox Prime. Now, people don't know if that's going to be the code name or what, but interestingly enough, this rumor came from, it's also been debunked. That's what we'll read in the article, but this came from a Call of Duty leaker. So leaker who's known with Call of Duty, his name is the Ghost of Hope. He has a history of posting primarily Call of Duty leaks. So according to him, he saw that he says that he heard that the next console is still coming in 2026, which a lot of people are anticipating. We've said it multiple times on the channel. It says it'll be called Xbox Prime. So it says he continues to say that it's unclear if the console's name is the code name or not, and that Infinity Ward's next Call of Duty title, presumably Modern Warfare 4, will be a day one release. So Hope later continues that the Xbox Next Gen release is pretty much an open secret within the industry. If the rumor proves to be true, it could suggest that we would be hearing about the next generation of Xbox sooner rather than later, possibly by the end of the year. So I mean, I don't have to say I don't know, because Jez already says there's no such thing as Xbox Prime launching in 2026. So, I mean, there's a few things. The first thing is, I mean, Jez is reputable, so, you know, him saying, hey, there's no such thing as like an Xbox Prime launching in 2026 could be a little like half truth, where there's something launching in 2026, but it's not called that, or what we think is that is not that, or it's not launching with Call of Duty. And I mean, I've been trying to figure out what they would launch with. Like at this point, like they own so much, and I think everyone was anticipating the Gears of War E-Day, that being a launch title, it being the 20th anniversary, it also being the 25th anniversary of Halo. You would think Halo's going to fit in some there with there. We got the new Halo Studios. Maybe they got a remake up their sleeves. We don't know. I mean, that would be, I don't know how many years. I guess 3 years, because I think they started work on the Halo, like Unreal Engine 5 stuff maybe at the end of 2023, something like that. So it's possible it might be too soon to see them. I don't know, but that's kind of the downside of owning Call of Duty now, because it's just the biggest game ever. So it's like, you know, you have to push it to the forefront. But there's two issues with that I see, and that's the first issue is the fact that launching with Call of Duty, unless the next franchise is, I mean, it's not going to be exclusive, right? So trying to launch with it, I don't think makes that much sense, right? Like, how's that going to make people buy your console? That's the first part. The second part is you're showing that you don't really care about people playing on your console or not. So I don't see why launching it with Call of Duty, like what is the point of that? Again, this is rumors. That's like, none of that is confirmed, but I just don't see that making any type of sense. But we'll have to see. We've been talking about, you know, biggest technological leaps. We've been talking about handhelds and different form factors and stuff like that. So we'll see. We will see. Like, it's gonna happen. I know everybody's kind of just like getting impatient and we want to know, but we'll have to see. But speaking of console releases, we got Nintendo with an announcement for some console release. It is the Lego Game Boy. Yes, that is right. We got the Lego Game Boy announcement. So Lego, who's been working with Nintendo on like Mario stuff, they had the Zelda announcement or whatever. We got a Lego Game Boy coming out October 2025, guys. The what we've been waiting for Nintendo to announce this whole I feel like this was a troll. Like, the fact that we've been waiting for Switch 2 stuff this whole time and they hit us with this, I'm just like, y'all are trolling so hard. But Switch 2, we'll talk about it right now. But I'll be honest, bro, I've been getting so, and like the amount of Switch 2, the tweets, the renders, the 800 videos and stuff like that. I haven't watched any of that stuff. I haven't been really reading a bunch, because it's like, I understand for people that are, this is your full-time job, you got to keep the engagement up, but it's just like, bro, every day, every single leak, every single rumor, it's like, come on, enough. But this is like a 3D render. We've been seeing a lot of stuff for the Switch 2. So we saw like a 3D rendering of like that gray version of the Switch 2, but this apparently is closer to what it's going to look like. So you see I'm not even sure about this this color scheme, this orange and blue like portal type of thing. But we have this. We've been seeing leaks based on the accessories and stuff like that. You know, accessory developers have been leaking stuff. This is like a 3D kind of like 360 version of what it looks like. So of course, it looks kind of like the Switch, just a little more, you know, rounder, the magnetic Joy-Cons and things like that. There's been leaks on the chips and all this stuff, and I saw this too. So this is from this comes from someone working at GameStop in Australia. So this is saying they got pictures of the different accessories coming in for the Switch 2. And the other thing is it says Switch 2. Like, I don't know if they're actually going to call it that or not, but we got that. You can see some SD cards, charger grips, stuff like that. And then even at CES, someone was literally showing off like a 3D printed Switch 2 and how it's going to look and all this stuff. And I'm just looking at this like, bro, why is Nintendo not stopping that? I don't know if they say something, it's like you see the charging pad and stuff here. Like, I don't know if they say something, you see that sensor, that blinking sensor, you see the size comparison to the Switch. I don't know if they don't want to say anything because they don't want to confirm this is what it's actually going to be, but for this to just be at CES is kind of crazy to me. But you see how the magnetic, which I like better than the random, like the clicking stuff. But I mean, it looks good. You got screen protectors. We've been seeing a lot for Switch 2. So again, the way I look at it is they have to announce it by, they said this before the end of the fiscal year. So that's going to be by March 31st. They have to announce it. People was thinking, hey, the announcement's coming really soon, which I don't disagree with, but announcing it's January 10th. Hasn't been announced yet. For them to then launch in March, I don't buy it. It's just too soon to me. Like, I think people think, okay, yes, Nintendo Switch is going to sell, whatever. Listen, we saw Wii to Wii U. If you don't have the marketing correctly, if you don't target what the audience actually wants and stuff, like the way I look at it is the hardcore gamers are going to buy this. A lot of people just bought their Switch, and unless you have a bunch of titles that don't come out for the Switch and are only on the Switch 2, which I don't see happening for a lot. I think the next like 3D Mario, maybe Mario Kart, I don't know, Metroid's going to be cross-platform. Like, if you have a bunch of these cross-platform games and a lot of people that buy Switches aren't hardcore gamers, I just don't see the Switch 2 selling like crazy in the, like, as fast as a Switch or what everybody thinks it's going to do. And we know, again, this isn't like me talking down on it, but the COVID had a lot to do with it. A lot of people was getting back into gaming, or people that didn't game before. We saw Mario Kart and what do you call it, Animal Crossing, the sales boom for that. Like, it had a lot to do with it. The other thing is, people were buying multiple Switches before. You had the Switch 2, the Switch, the OLED, the Switch Lite, this special edition, all that kind of stuff. I don't see, maybe if there's going to be a bunch of cross-platform games, I feel like people will just play their other Switch. They're not going to buy multiple Switch 2s and stuff like that. Like, some people will, but we'll have to see. I think the rumors, the leaks, all this stuff's getting out of control, and Nintendo needs to just show us the game at this point. But we'll just have to keep waiting. I mean, they seem to be like, it's gonna come out when it needs to, but I don't know. I'm getting tired of seeing all this stuff about people talking. We could talk about a few CES highlights as far as gaming goes. So Nvidia did have a big presence. They did talk about their new graphics card. So it's the RTX 5000 Blackwell series. So this is just the, the price, when's it going to come out. So you got the RTX 5090, 5080, 5070 Ti, and the 5070 coming out January 30th, and then the other two, the 5070s, coming out in February. So pretty soon. I see $2,000 for the 5090, $1,000 for the 5080, $750 for the 5070 Ti, and then $550 for the 5070. And the reason a lot of people are excited for this is because we're talking about the Switch 2, and this using, I think this is DLSS 4. They were thinking the Switch 2 is going to use some form of upscaling for this, for the what do you call it? Use some upscaling for the resolution and stuff like that and the frame rate, but I don't know. Apparently, according to the leaks, there's going to be a Samsung chip in there, so who knows? But this thing, the Lenovo Legion Go S, so it's going to be the first official third-party SteamOS handheld, which we're going to talk about the SteamOS in a few minutes, but that is big for them to get that on there and them to actually have their own SteamOS. Like, it's the first, I think outside the Steam Deck, it's the first thing to have it. Like I said, the first third party. And then we mentioned Sony having a bunch of stuff coming out, Helldivers 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn movies, and then Ghost of Tsushima anime. And then they talk about the mock-ups, the 3D printed Switch 2s, everything like that. So CES, it's big for technology in general, but because of how much technology and video games are connected now, as far as these chips, these TVs, all the technology and stuff like that, the gaming handhelds, it's interesting to keep a look at it. Now let's talk about that SteamOS. This is from Steam's official website. So it says right here, SteamOS expands beyond Steam Deck. So this is the Legion Go S I just mentioned. Excuse me. So it says, we're pleased. So with Lenovo's announcement at CES 2025 of the Lenovo Legion Go S, we're pleased to share that their powered by SteamOS model is the first handheld officially licensed to ship with Valve's SteamOS. We built this operating system to provide a seamless user experience optimized for gaming while retaining access to the power and flexibility of a PC. SteamOS is the same operating system we run on the Steam Deck, and the team is making updates to ensure it fully supports the Lenovo Legion Go S and provides the same seamless experience customers expect. So yeah, I mean, this is big, right? Because obviously a lot of people want their, and Microsoft should really, I don't know what's going to happen with them, but people just like Steam better, like there's Steam, there's Epic Game Store, there's GOG, there's obviously the Microsoft, Xbox Store or whatever, but people just like Steam, right? Like they like their customer service, they like how they've built their library for however long, they like the sales they always have, they have achievements, they have just a good user experience, and being able to try games, 48 hours and then refund it, what do you call it, the review system, and how they keep updating that so people can't review bomb. Like Steam has just been earning the trust of a lot of people. Now again, I'm new to Steam and PC and all that stuff, so I don't know about any other shady stuff or how they used to be in the past, but this is big because the same way Xbox is, they're doing hardware, they have their first party games, which Steam does with Valve, with, they don't make a ton of games, but Half-Life, Portal, Left 4 Dead, stuff like that from the past. And then they got that new live service game, I forget what it's called. But then they also have their Steam store, right? And now you're putting it on these other devices, which, Xbox is trying to do with Gamepass. And I don't know, Steam is just known as the PC company. So it's kind of, I don't know how Microsoft's going to really compete with that. That does, puts a little, more pressure on them to get that right, especially with the Xbox play anywhere, or this is an Xbox stuff, and get that mobile store ready to go so you can have this on more devices. But good for Steam, man. I root for them. They good peoples, as far as I know. All right, let's talk about, speaking of good people, let's talk about the last topic of the video, or of the episode. So we're talking about Stellar Blade's developer shift up. So we talk about, you know, all these layoffs and things like that, but we also talk about these you know, Korean, Asian, Japanese, a lot of these companies rewarding their employees with bonuses and things like that. I forget who else did it 2 years ago, I forget, or last year, but we've been seeing this be a pattern. So Stellar Blade actually gives all their workers PS5 Pros, as well as, I think it was like $3,000 extra or something. So it's a shift up. The studio behind Stellar Blade says that it started the new year by giving all of its workers a bonus. So this includes PS5 Pros for all its employees, alongside a monetary bonus totaling 1 million yen. Oh, $32,000? No way. That's not what it. How you get a $32,000 bonus? Golly. So yeah, they saw great success in 2023. They meant 2024 with the success with the release of Stellar Blade exclusively on PS5. I don't know if it's on PC yet, but it is coming on PC soon. It was the first console release game for the studio and was met with largely positive reviews, nominations at the Game Awards. So it's just a good, you know, feel good story. So I mean, they had a 311 employees, so I mean, it's a small studio, but I mean, that ain't cheap. 32,000, golly. But that's good to hear, man, because you don't hear a lot. Like, it's good to hear these stories, because a lot of these companies are just, obviously Japan's different, Korea, you know, these Asian countries are a little different as far as the rules, but we've just been hearing about layoffs, studio closures, and all that. So it's good to hear that they are rewarding talent and making people more excited to be at work. That's what you got to do. You got to keep people wanting to be there. And especially in the video game industry, where everything is based off of your previous work, and maintaining talent and retaining them, and not having all this turnover and all this stuff like that. Like, it's good. It's good. So out to them. I'd probably sell them PS5 Pro. I ain't gonna lie, if I was them, and then just pocket the money. I'm sure they got their regular PS5 already, or maybe sell your original PS5, and then, man, $32,000 bonus though. I don't know. I could have swore I saw 3,200. I think that's a typo. 32,000 for 311 people sounds kind of crazy, but either way, that's some good extra money. So shout out to Shift Up. But that'll do it. That's it for this episode. Again, just coming back. Still not a ton of stuff going on, so the news stories aren't, you know, super juicy or anything like that. But so keep our eyes out. Switch 2 announcement pretty soon. February will be here before we know it, with all the games coming out. I mentioned Monster Hunter, Avowed, Assassin's Creed got delayed, so not them. Get the other one, I think Path of Exile or Kingdom Come Deliverance. So there's a lot coming out in February, but that'll do it for me. Appreciate you guys. Again, of course, if you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, please do rate 5 stars, answer the poll, leave a comment. Follow me on YouTube. If you are on YouTube already, please make sure you do leave a like on this, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We are growing rapidly. Like I said, my goal is to try and get to 1,000. We can probably get that by a video. Listen, the way stuff is going, the announcements and stuff like that, we keep getting new people all the time. So, hey, check out my other videos if you haven't already. Subscribe. We almost get into that 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you on the next episode.